That's what happens when you run. Look at all these, see all these rocks around here, people? Oh yeah. We are bashing the hell out of this old school sucker. So far, let me see. I think the antenna came off. Part of it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh, snaps! There's the antenna. Let's grab that real quick. Well, let's rip her some more. We're gonna finish this tank. So see if we can keep her running. I don't know, something sounds funny. I mean, I ripped this off, big deal. But other than that, let me see where we are. Need to do a little adjustment here. okay. Sounds like my low end's off. We don't need no stinking antenna. Alright, Nitro Nation, what's up? Buggy Maniac is here at the disclosed wrap location, and there's a lot of, I'm trying to run it in some of this dirt spot here, but there's a lot of brush over here. There's some rocks and shit. It's not the best terrain. There is this little, looks like a BMX, it's like a BMX jump thing that I personally, I made this little jump here, and then we also have this little bump, but see if we can get some more jumps over here before we're just killing her, people. Man, I got, this thing is so filthy. Okay, we ain't done yet. We are not done, people. people. Alright, Nitro Nation. She's out of fuel. It's getting dark. So, guess what? It's time to fire up another whip. What do you think? Should we fire up another one? We pretty much... Hold on, let me unplug this thing. Welcome all, Buggy Maniacs, Chuggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs. I think that's the most abuse. Well, I've beaten this up, but that's the most abuse that I've ever gave this Mugen MBX5. The problem is out here is because there's so many rocks, sometimes they get caught in the flywheel and it causes it to stall. So, I mean, I pulled this rock out of there earlier. It's just really rough area here, but it's cool, you know. What it sounds like is, it sounds like my clutch is just not, this has got a, I believe I'm running a 3-shoe on this thing. I should have probably ran a 4-shoe, but I'm running a 3-shoe old school Mugen. I really don't run 3 shoes too often on my buggy. Sometimes I do, but I'd rather run a 4-shoe. I mean, you could hear it. It sounds just like, because I'm pinning the throttle and it sounds like it's taking forever to pick up. There's nothing wrong. This engine is actually, hold on a second. Welcome all, Buggy Maniacs, Chuggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs. Yeah, monster truck, you know, headaches, pull starts, rotor starts, all that BS. Eventually, hopefully you grow out of it. But anyway, we got this bitch dirty. And look at that. Remember, this body wrap was brand new before I started. Before today. Yeah. So we didn't break anything. I don't know. People say pillow ball. I don't know what I got to do. I guess I got to launch this thing 50 feet in the air or run it straight into a wall like that one idiot E-word guy, whatever the hell that guy's name is. Lamput, whatever. Some guy that I guess he's really big on YouTube. I don't know. I never even heard of the guy. But anyway, now before I started filming, the dang flywheel, I didn't tighten it enough. I thought I tightened it, but the flywheel, not the flywheel, but the clutch bell, or the bell with the pinion bell. I call it pinion bell because it's a pinion and it's the bell, came off. So actually it held up. It didn't, because it wouldn't idle at all. It's still, I didn't even tune this thing at all. I really didn't worry too much about the tune. I just wanted to fire up, run it around, and you guys have seen, I didn't launch it 20 feet in the air, but that's about as abusive as I get. Look, man, look at my, damn, no big deal. The antenna came off. Now, that's no good, because if you flip it and run it some more, when your antenna the cover comes off, you risk pulling this wire, and when you pull the wire, especially on these Fly Skies, you don't have a lot of wire to begin with. That's the only thing about the Fly Sky FS GT3B, which is, where the heck's my, this one here. This here, controller, good reliable controller, but the antenna that comes on the receiver is very tiny. You don't have a lot, so if you got to be very careful not to damage it. But man, she is filthy as hell. Look at her. Isn't she dirty? This pipe, it's okay. This engine actually held up. I don't know, I'm going to pull it apart since, and to make sure everything's good in it, because it's very, very, there's a lot of dirt, a lot of dust. I've got my, the Losi air filter, but I've got outerwear on it, so I highly recommend, if you do not run your shit, people, without an outerwear, please. here again, do not run your RC nitros without outerwears, or risk destroying your engine. These things are so important, especially, I mean, look, when you're running in this shit, if I wasn't running an outerwear in this terrain, forget it. So anyway, I'm going to pull this thing. This thing's coming completely apart because it is just filthy to the bone, man. Anyway, it was cool. Ran it for a little bit. I just wanted to see how this engine worked. I mean, it's a Hyper 21, 20-year-old engine. It's, you know, it's got the heady piston that I did. It held up. Didn't blow up. So we're halfway there. I don't know if I'm going to, like, try to get everything because I got to reset my bump box for, we're going to run the Techno Buggy, and I don't even want to run it now because this thing is so filthy, to, you know, but hey, pea shooters are cool, they're fun, but I need to run a big boy, and I haven't ran anything in 2 weeks, so I guess I'm not going to try to link this video because I'm not good at that. I'm just going to upload 2 videos since I haven't done any videos in a while anyway, and then maybe I'll do another one later tonight, or I'll do one tomorrow, because it's Saturday. So anyway, I just want to get you guys some running footage. Like I said, we wrapped it. Now we're going to rip the Techno Buggy with the modified 28.8 Rex Legend and the 9886 Novarosi pipe with the 41032 header. We're gonna rip this thing. So we're gonna get 2 vehicles filthy, which I haven't done in a while. But like I said, I haven't wrapped in a couple weeks, so I need to get my brap on. This little pea shooter and old school Mugen is cool. It's fun. It was cool. I ripped it around. We launched it off this little jump, but I need a big boy engine, so I need to run the modded one. So anyway, shout out to the guys, that whoever you are, that are doing the job, that are doing the work. You know, one thing I will mention, I've been watching a lot of videos the last week or so, in between this, and I'm doing, you know, the build series on how to build a 8-scale nitro buggy or truggy on a budget. Okay, if you buy used vehicles, and this is what I don't like to see, and you do what you want. The Muggy, this is just what works for me and what I've been doing. I never ever have bought a used whip. And I've got, what, 6 used, whatever, how many used whips I got. And I never buy it and just fire it up and run it. Now, to each his own, do what you want. I don't recommend it because you don't know how long that vehicle's been sitting, what the guy did to it. You don't know anything. All you know is you've never ran it before. And what happens is you risk damaging other stuff on the engine. I mean, other stuff on the platform. Okay? I highly recommend, like I said, you guys do what you want. Because I know everybody, when they get a used whip or a new whip, is the whip that you never own. So when you get a used whip, it's like getting a new whip. You know, you're like, oh, you're so excited, you want to run it, you want to fire up the engine. I don't recommend any of that. Used engines, I tear them apart, inspect them, look at them, because that's the last thing I want to do, even though it's used and I got a good deal and I got it for cheap. So what? I don't want to blow it up. You know what I'm saying? So when you buy used whips, used engines, whatever, inspect them, and I suggest tearing them down. I have never, out of all the used whips that I have, never any of these whips have bought them and just ran them. I tear them down, completely rebuild them, go through everything, set them up properly, the way they're, in that way I can inspect everything to make sure everything's okay. I don't want to spend more money than I already did. You know what I mean? I mean, you're going to spend money either way, but you know what I'm saying. Why risk damaging something or messing something else up? You know, I've done it. That's what I'm telling you. I don't recommend it. Buy a used whip. Don't run it. Tear it apart. I mean, unless you don't have a whip, which most of the guys that I've seen buy used whip already have whips, so I don't know what the hurry is. Buy the whip, tear it apart, inspect everything, rebuild it, put it back together, and then run it, and then, you know, do the fine-tuning and all that. So that's all. If you do what you want, buy a used whip and run it and do whatever. I mean, so I'm just telling you, I don't recommend it. And in my build series of how to build a used nitro, I will explain that. And I'll go over certain things that you look for when you're inspecting it, when you're tearing it apart and all that. It's kind of the same thing as upkeep and maintenance. But anyway, that's a little rip of the 17-year-old Mugen MBX Prospect and the I haven't ran this Oftna, man, in like 4 years, I think. Hyper 21 Oftna. They don't make them anymore. If you do find them, they don't come with a sealed back. They come with a pull start. This one I sealed up, you know, and I'm going to take it apart and inspect it and clean it and all that. And like I said, I think that sound, that what I'm hearing, it just sounds like it's lagging, like it's the bottom end, like nothing. I'm pretty sure it's the clutch. I'll find out when I pull the clutch apart. So anyway, other than that, that's all I got. Catch you guys on the next video coming up. Stay tuned. We will be ripping this badass techno buggy with the modified 28.8 Rex Legend. Alright, people. That's all I got. Muggy's out. Peace.